Hello and welcome to Shooting Shit episode 2000, no, 229, and someone just hurt themselves for some reason. I don't understand what happened, but there we
I
go.
dropped. Well, I went to lean forward to get my mouse to get my article, and I hit my scissors, and they fell off my desk and onto my foot.
Like, obviously not pointy way down, because that
No,
would be
not
more
the
than just
not.
an
It wasn't the
ouch.
pointy bit. Besides, it was like the handle, which is the heavy bit.
Right.
Hit it. So
Well,
I didn't stab myself. These scissors would really hurt though. They're very sharp.
Right, because you used the sharp ones for cutting.
I
Carpet.
use proper
Not
scissors.
carpet.
I
said car for cutting carpet. I meant you cutting cloth.
Yeah.
Carpet.
Cloth.
For fuck's sake.
They're I use proper scissors for that. I could probably carve a person up with these. They're so sharp.
Don't say that. If someone gets cut up near you, you're gonna be in shit now. It's like she used these sharp scissors to cut this person up.
No, that's just a warning. Somebody wants to invade my house. I've got 3 of these. Good luck.
Uh-oh.
You couldn't have these in the UK.
It
You have to have a
probably not.
license.
No, you need a spoon for it. You need a license for a spoon, sort of. Here, maybe,
Yeah,
possibly.
These would probably be illegal.
Talking about that, right? They remember the porn ban thing?
Oh yeah.
It's not happening. They had to delay it again. So basically, I don't think it's ever going to happen. It wasn't thought through properly. They're having difficulties. It's something the EU stopped them doing it this time for some reason. Something about privacy, data laws, or something. Fuck knows. Anyway, something happened that they didn't put it past the EU first, and the EU went, "Nah, we'll need to look into this and see whatever rules it is."
I'm surprised the EU wasn't for it. Don't they
no, that's the funny. That's the funny thing with the EU, right? They are really good on the privacy thing, really good on that shit. Data Protection Act, all that stuff. GDPR or something it's called, right? If any company has information on you, you can just ask them, look, I know you've got information on me. If I went to Twitter or Facebook, right, they have to, by the EU law, to give me all the information they've collected on me. All of it. And I don't even have to pay them now. It used to be a tenner. Under UK law, it used to be a tenner to get it. Now, because of the EU, it's free. They have to give you it. And it doesn't matter what company it is. So it doesn't matter if they're based anywhere in the world. If they're a EU citizen, if they've got data on that EU citizen, they have to give them that information if it's requested.
Well, that's kind of nice.
And so there's people that have been banned on games for cheating and stuff, right? And they said, no, I haven't been cheating. I know for a fact that I haven't. I want the data on how you think I was cheating. And they went, nah. So they used this law to go, no, look, under the EU law, you have to give me that information. And eventually, they got back to them, gave them all the information, and they found out that it was a bug in their programming that triggered the cheat thing and got them banned. And basically, because they discovered that, a couple of thousand people got unbanned because it was a bug. Whereas without that law, that wouldn't have happened. It would just be told, nah, fuck off, you were cheating. So, like, there is good and bad parts with the EU, right? There always is. You can't, it's not all bad, right? Because then, well, it'd be total fucked. But there is certain things that are good about it and certain things that aren't. It's a clusterfuck.
You could have that law without the EU, though.
Right, but we sort of did, but not as deep. But we would have to, I think it was £10 or £15 you would have to pay. And I'm not sure how far it went. But anyway, yeah, so yeah, we sort of did, but it was still through the EU that was sort of done, right? So without the EU being there, it probably wouldn't have done. It probably wouldn't have happened, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, it might have. I don't know, but there is just good and bad shit with everything, right? You can't always just blame the EU for nearly everything. I mean, it's so they're a big. They want to be a big totalitarian state, but that doesn't mean every single law that they come up with is bad. Like every single decision that fucking Hitler made wasn't all bad, right? Because
are you comparing the EU to Hitler? Oh, he had some good ideas. The EU has some good ideas.
They're
basically the same.
They're basically based in Germany, right? They're run by Germany, so
there you go.
My point was, right, we can all agree that Hitler was a really bad dude, right? Like, but at the end of the day, he did put a lot of money into Volkswagen, the car maker. Without him, there wouldn't be Volkswagens, right? So there you go. That's all I'm trying to say.
Is that his one good contribution?
I think it wasn't Hugo Boss the one that made all the suits, so maybe he gave a lot of money to them, and that's how they're a company now as well. You know what I mean, though. Like, that's my point.
Yeah, I get it.
There's just because they're mostly bad doesn't mean like every single decision they make was bad. So, anyway, that's on YouTube now. So there's that. Anyway, okay, which one do we start with? Okay.
Oh, here. This, I was gonna do this one.
Wait, what? I've never seen this. I seen it on Twitter, but I didn't know what it was about.
Well, we're gonna read about it, and then you'll find out.
What? There's a video? What? I can't even remember.
Watch the video first.
Yeah, but I don't even recognize her from.
She was Tony Stark's kid.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So why did they hate her? What's going on?
We'll find out. Play the video first.
I'm Lexi Wade, and I'm only 7 years old. And I mess up sometimes. So, my mom and dad gave me tons of talking tos and timeouts. Believe me. And if I go anywhere and I'm acting a little silly or messed up or anything like that, I'm just 7 years old. Please don't bully my family. Or me. Bye. Love you, 3000.
It's that wee Pikachu she had there. So, okay. You gotta tell me, what the fuck it... What? Why?
Okay, so,
this is fucking weird.
Lexi Rab. I don't know if I pronounced her last name right. Maybe just a child, but she's already experienced her share of cruel bullying. The 7-year-old actress who plays the daughter of Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., in Avengers Endgame, filmed a heartbreaking video of herself asking fans to stop harassing her and her family. Hi, we already watched that, so said that. Lexi, who also currently appears in Godzilla King of Monsters, goes on to explain that she sometimes acts silly in public, but that doesn't mean she should be criticized. If I go anywhere, I'm acting, a little silly. Lexi ends her emotional video quoting her endgame character, I Love You 3000, she tells fans. The video's captions, Lexi's mom blasted the bullies who harass her child. I hate that we have to post this, but yet again, Lexi's getting bullied, she wrote. And this kind of thing makes it so celebrities never want to leave the house, never want to meet people. Please keep your opinions to yourself so Lexi can grow up in the free world. She's a normal human being and she's a child. Jessica went on to say that Lexi isn't always up for signing autographs. So the thing with this autograph thing, is that fans were asking her for autographs and being turned down, and then bullying, harassing her family because of it.
Right.
That was one of the things.
You fucking assholes. What are you doing? Like, she's only 7. What are you doing, you retards? Like, fuck's sake.
But that doesn't give fans the right to criticize her. Sometimes we're rushing from place to place dressed like everyone else to get to set on time or work or wherever, and we seem a little grumpy. I'm sorry if you've seen us this way, but that's life. We are not perfect, she wrote. She added that she talks to Lexi when she misbehaves, but never in public. We give our child plenty of rules and boundaries, but then give them the freedoms to mess up and learn from their own mistakes, she wrote. In a separate post, the protective mom shared an image of Robert Downey Jr. to ask fans to help her stop harassment on Lexi's Instagram page. If you see someone saying unkind things, please report their account to Instagram, she wrote, the caption adding, it takes a village. So really... one of the other things that she was actually getting harassed for, and it doesn't say in here, but there's a comic book character. Oh god, now I can't remember. Ironheart, okay? Yeah, and Ironheart is a black character, black hero. She is basically in the comic book kind of Tony Stark's successor, and she kind of wears like an iron suit, and Tony Stark, as a hologram, gives her advice and stuff, right?
Right.
And has helped her out. She's like real smart or whatever. I don't think the comics are that good. Some people have told me they got a little better later on, but from what I saw at the beginning, I thought that the comics were kind of like, and she's not she's not a very good or compelling character, but that has nothing to do with this. People are assuming that this person, because she's Iron Man's daughter, she's going to become Ironheart, and Ironheart's a black character. So even though there was no like official word on it or anything, there's nothing in the works for that, for her being Ironheart or anything like not even close. There's nothing. People just started bullying her for that too, because she's white and Ironheart is black.
But but she's not going to be.
Yeah, there's nothing about it. People are bullying. That and the autographs are two of the things that I'd seen people harassing her family and bullying her over. So by the way, it's all a bunch of far leftists.
Of course it is.
Doing the bullying.
Of course
because
it is.
They don't want a white person playing a POC character.
Or a little girl, because they hate little girls. Unless they want to touch them. I'm not going there. Okay, yeah.
No, this is terrible. So, yeah, so it's something that I thought was really sad, because she seems... Like, my daughter misbehaves in public, too, or is grumpy sometimes in public. I couldn't imagine she was, famous and people always wanting her autograph. She wouldn't You don't always want to give autographs. She's like a little kid.
Exactly. It's like
So,
it's
I think
really
people
weird.
should be respectful. If you want to ask, I think that's okay to ask for an autograph. Be like, hey, can I have an autograph? And then when they say, oh, I'm sorry, no, we're like busy or whatever, they seem a little grumpy. Be like, all right, I'm sorry for disturbing you, because that's what you're doing. I'm sorry for disturbing you. Thank you. And I loved you in the movie. Give some, like, and then that could, if they are grumpy, that could brighten their day, that you were kind and respectful and you understood.
Right.
Stop being an asshole. These are people in, like, real life and stuff, and they have a life. And that's like a little child. Stop.
Exactly. So the whole they might get turned in. Even if they do an Ironheart movie, it's not going to be her. She's too small to wear the Iron Man suit, for God's sake.
Yeah, it would have to be years and years for her to grow. I think now don't quote me on this, because like I said, I don't really read the comics for her, and the one that I saw, like, I didn't like. I think she's like in her teens, like 16, 17, maybe 15, tops. Like, kind of, she's like, to me at least, it seems to, because she lives at home with her family. She might be a little bit younger. Definitely not 7. Definitely older than 10. And she takes up like the Iron Heart.
And anyway, it looks like Spider-Man is getting that job, according to the trailers that I've seen of the new Spider-Man movie.
He does seem to be
he's getting past. He's getting all the Stark tech, and he seems to be.
He does seem to. They seem to be doing that with him.
Yeah,
I kind of like it. I like that direction. I like Spider-Man. I've liked just about all the Spider-Man movies, except for like the third one with Tobey Maguire. I didn't really care for that. That was not very good. The only thing I dislike about this current Spider-Man, is MJ. They changed her name. I forgot what the name is, but her first name has an M and her last name has a J, but it's not Mary Jane Watson. So it's like a different MJ. I know nobody can see me, but I'm doing quotation marks. I don't like her character. The actress could be fine. I don't think she's a terrible actress. I just dislike her character. Seems really and comes off as kind of like a know-it-all, and sometimes even seems like she's better than some people. At least that's how she came off in the first movie, because she had this comment. I can't even remember exactly what it was, so I'm not gonna repeat it. But she had like some comment about like riding up in the elevator with the rest of the kids, and so she kind of like, distanced herself from the rest of the kids, and it kind of came off as. And her comment wasn't even completely factual, because people were talking about it, and I was like, I would never have looked into it if people weren't talking about it online. But to me, even it hit me the wrong way when I first heard it, because I was like, wow, you're very snobby. You seem like a know-it-all, and that's how she kind of, I think, portrayed herself like throughout the whole movie. I didn't like any scenes that she was in. She wasn't in too many.
I can't remember, right?
I didn't like it. I didn't like her.
I can't remember, but
also and I feel like she's a push for diversity as well, because MJ's like white and redhead, but now we have this POC character. Yeah, you know what I mean.
But the other thing I was going to ask, because I can't remember. This iteration of Spider-Man, how did he get his powers? Because I can't remember seeing that.
The same with the spider bite.
Was that? I can't remember. I remember the first Spider-Man was this the Tobey Maguire one? Is that the right one? The Sony one?
Yeah.
I remember he was in the lab or some type of lab or something, and he got bitten by the spider, and it had like the same patterns as his suit, and that's where he got the idea for the suit. And then he designed the wee things, and he made this spider web things. And then there was the other one where he didn't have to design them. He just got the powers to shoot things out his wrists, and that fucking annoyed me, because the whole point was to say that Spider-Man was pretty good at building things.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't actually too annoyed by that. I was like, oh, okay, that's different. I can accept it and get over it. But I think what annoyed me is that they didn't bother to show.
And I also didn't like the actor.
Told us how smart he was, and other people would compliment him on how smart he was. But it's like I didn't get to see it so much. And I would have been more fine if he shot webs, if somebody wanted to go with that new angle. But as long as he did other things, but
I didn't even like that actor anyway either. I just thought it was meh.
Oh, I see. I liked the first and the second movie with him. I really did. I thought it kind of had like a comic book feel, and some things were cheesy, but they were like the good kind, that I could see being in a comic book, and I enjoyed it. I really did. Sometimes I really enjoy that feel, like I'm watching this on the screen, but it's like I'm reading a comic book. You know what I mean? So it's got that same feel. So that's why I really enjoyed the first two movies. The third movie, not so much, but that's because they did Venom. They did Venom wrong, man. They did him wrong.
Yeah, they definitely did.
They did.
What? The old Venom was pretty good. I can't remember what one was that. I can't remember. Anyway, the Sony ones, the older ones, I can't remember. The ones with Tobey Maguire, I like them ones. I think they were my favourite ones out of them all. But this wee Spider-Man that crept up in Avengers first. At first I was like, it's a bit too CGI. And then with the movies, some of them are okay, some of them are not. It depends. But I did like the last film, the first Spider-Man of this Spider-Man. I did quite like that. It wasn't too bad. It was okay. And this one,
he just gets like his thing.
He's really he gets
his powers from the spider, but they don't like. They skip over the origin story because everybody has heard it. Everybody knows.
That's what I thought.
How Spider-Man got his powers. So
yeah. So anyway, I think he was pretty immature, but he's starting to grow into himself now.
Yeah.
So
I do like his little comments and stuff. I feel like he does make a good Spider-Man. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about the movies is MJ. I don't like the character.
He's a bit of a immature superhero, but I think it kind of suits it. Like it suits a sort of cheeky little Spider-Man sort of, but not really helping in his own way, but sort of like not knowing what he's doing, and sort of being an Avenger, but not really, because he's always like in the background somewhere. But he's starting to grow into himself, and you can see that in the different Avenger movies, and then his own one. Whereas before, he just didn't know what the hell was going on, and I think that's why Tony Stark took him on. He's seen that he was pretty intelligent and stuff, and thought, I could see him going the wrong way, so I'll take him under my wing. I think that's what that was about. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, kind of.
Anyway, so it's not bad. I don't know about all these new suit things and all that. I'm not sure. But I guess we'll find out. So Right, what are we doing? Yeah, you've got another article, but first, we'll say bye to YouTube. I think, yeah, do that. And then you can do your article.
Well, shouldn't I go eat? I gotta make food.
Okay, you do that then, and you'll say bye bye to YouTube, and I'll start a wee bit. I'll see if I can find something.
Okay.
Right. So, bye bye YouTube.
Bye, YouTubes.
Rest of the show on aerithradio.co.uk. Yeah.